How's it going, boys? It's me, your favorite Snake Souls merchant, and today I want to talk about content farms, specifically the future of YouTube and why it is content farms. So, I'm assuming you know what's a content farm, but if you do not, well, that just proves that you have never Googled how to cook X on Google, because that gets you in content farm territory very, very, very fast. Food making content farm channels, one of the biggest things. If I'm not mistaken, currently the biggest content farm is children's toys and whatnot. It's overtaking PewDiePie, and well, views wise it garnishes millions and billions of views more than any other channel ever. And those are content farms essentially. Content farms take whatever X subject they want and they just start producing mass appeal videos for them. Slow, simple, easy to understand, bright thumbnails, good looking clickbait thumbnails and whatnot. And the most bad thing about content farm is, especially in cooking, they recycle their materials. Now, do they recycle their materials in a legal way on YouTube? Hard to actually tell. But content farms are egregious for recycling material. Again, if you have never actually seen a cooking content farm before, well, then you're in for a treat. Almost every content farm about any kind of cooking on YouTube is currently, they have a bunch of basic videos, which they steal from each other because, well, that's just how it goes. Then they make new videos where they add like 1 minute of new footage and compile a lot of different footage from their old videos or their competitors' ideas of videos. It is absolutely egregious. Maybe it's completely legal on YouTube. Well, it's actually debatable considering they use completely clickbait thumbnails that, do not represent anything that is actually in the video, which is all fine and dandy. A little bit of a different subject, but this is essentially for you to understand how bad content farms are. Recently, as much as I have heard, the new content farm that's popping up is in the SCP universe, because, well, let's be real. If you don't need a personality, you just need a hand that mixes ingredients, overlaid with some kind of decent-ish music, or someone just with the appropriate voice telling you a story, reading from a script without anything else, with some minor animations. Well, content farms are kings at this. And this may not seem actually as a big problem, but the problem is, well, content farms have proven that they are making literally millions, maybe even billions yearly. Considering how easy it is to run a content farm on a certain level, and how much content they can produce, they drowned out almost every competition. If YouTube started new and people had all the knowledge they previously had from their YouTube experience, and no one knew about any of these people and everyone would start like as a not known person, content farms would quickly start taking over YouTube in a heartbeat, because they can produce content which is of acceptable air quotes quality every day, every hour, every 2 hours, and so on, and it is again completely lucrative. At this rate, everything will be a content farm. The only things that will not be content farm are, well, already established channels that actually have a following and are big, but the longer this goes, the more impossible it will be for new channels to actually pop up and become popular, because content farms will flat out just drown the search engine results for anything and everything that they can. They have the marketing capabilities to get the ads they want. They have the opportunities of big companies that usually normal people do not have access to. And they have teams of analysts who are actually checking out what actually sticks in the tags and descriptions and whatnots, which again a normal person does not know a lot about. So this is the biggest problem of content farms. Again, everything will become a content farm. Everything that does not require a person's soul interaction will become a content farm. And even things like that will slowly become a content farm. Content farms, by the way, existed before legitimate content farms like children's toys reviews, like cooking channel content farms even existed. In a sense, they existed pretty much almost from the start of YouTube when someone became successful by doing, I don't know, for example, news. If someone is a decent channel that makes a decent amount of money, they can hire people. They can pump out, for example, news at a rate that is not normal for one person because they have people researching the most interesting topics. You have already seen this happening. A great example of something becoming a content farm is the Fine Bros. Their reaction videos sticked. People liked it, they saw an opportunity, they made themselves into a content farm. And, well, that can be done to pretty much almost anything. And a lot of people have been doing this, slowly not even realizing that they are in some sense a content farm because they employ employees to do the thumbnails, to do the audio, to do the edits, to do the everything. A lot of channels are currently content farms in a sense, but they are just on a far, far smaller scale. They're like essentially what you would call mom and pop shops or businesses. The small kids on the block. While big content farms, when they start to step in, they just flat out crush everyone. At the end, YouTube is going to be pretty much a battle between content farms when it's going to be things that don't require soul. A lot of productions on YouTube are now very, very professional, as you can probably tell. A lot of people spend more time editing a video nowadays than actually talking about the video or making the video on its own, recording-wise. Everything is slowly gonna become a content farm, and that's kind of sad to see. Because a lot of these content farms are very bad and very shit to an extent. Some of those content farms are obviously a bit better, but do you know your scary spooky story channel on YouTube? Yeah, it's gonna get replaced with a content farm most likely in the upcoming year or so. Look at this CP Universe. That's already slowly becoming replaced with content farms. Because, well, what's the point of watching this CP Universe videos about stories and whatnot if a content farm just delivers it as would a normal person, but faster, and you have much more options, and the content is already covered. And that is the future of pretty much anything that can just be done like this. When it requires soul and ideas and whatnot, content farms will not take over. Admittedly, content farms will most likely also find ways to take this over. If you look at it, you do not have to look far for even the big channels that are run by actual people with souls at the moment, who are on the edge of becoming content farms the way they run things. For example, it's a thing between, split between 2 or 3 hosts, 4 hosts maybe. As time branches on and they see that their viewers can watch more videos, they just, hire people, and then it essentially becomes a content farm. Maybe with a little bit more soul, but I am sure you also know about some channel that you previously watched, but suddenly it changed, new things started happening, and it was no longer the thing that you initially liked it. That's because it's slowly becoming a content farm, which is all fine and dandy. Well, it is a little bit sad, but life is life and life moves on. Maybe content farms are not gonna take over in the next year, but most likely in the next 2 years a lot of things will be content farmed and a lot of normal creators are gonna be pushed out. Well, that's pretty much it. So, this was Quasar Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the channel, check out Discord, check out the Patreon, check out everything, and have a nice day. Bye-bye!